Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm using this picture of my son, some basil cardstock and these old pieces of paper that I've had for ages. They don't have a branding strip on them, so I'm not sure what collection they're from, but they are all from my baby collection. So I've cut the branding strip off the top of the basil there, and as I so often do, I am just turning that into something that I can use to layer the photograph if I want later. So what I'm intending on doing, I'm following a challenge here for Ella Bonella website. They're doing a November challenge where each Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday they're going to release a sketch, and you can follow the sketch and earn points and follow the tasks on the site in order to claim points for your team. So I've joined a team. I'm team 6 with 3 of my friends. And we're going to try to do as many challenges as we can just to keep us creating through the month of November. So this is actually challenge 1. So I am going to be sticking to the sketch, and so part of our task was to use a 6x4 or larger photograph. The second task was to put your title in a circle, and then, as I say, I'm following the sketch as well. So this is me creating or copying the sketch, which I will look to post in the comments. So I'm now thinking about what elements I want to cut from this paper. So I quite like this little teddy bear. So I'm going to fussy cut the teddy bear just to create some little bits of ephemera and things that I can put onto this page. As I say, it's a collection that I've had for years. I have both a boy and a girl version of these papers. They're very, very sweet. They have a little bit of foil running through them, but they don't have any branding strips on them, so I have no idea what collection they're from. I bought them from a local shop many, many years ago when I was there doing a scrapbooking class. So we have some little cars, we have teddy bears, we have some flowers, stalks, and other baby things, balls, rocking horses and things on this paper. So I'm just looking for a sheet that I can back my photograph on. So I'm going to put the only change I'm making sort of to the layout is that I'm going to put some hidden journaling. A lot of pages I find don't have a lot of journaling, and I know that is what a lot of people struggle with, is journaling, and they don't like the handwriting. For me, scrapbooking has always been about telling the stories that go along with the photographs. So for me, even though I, like a lot of people, do not like my own handwriting, I always make sure that I journal on every page, whether it's writing that can be seen or whether it's hidden journaling. I don't really mind either. But for me, as I say, it is about the story. That's why I scrapbook, to tell some of the stories of my children's lives and mine. I have found over the years, when I've done a scrapbook page, I might have written something down that maybe my children haven't remembered, or it'll bring back memories to them, which is what I like about this hobby more than anything else. I absolutely love those stalks that I'm putting down now. Absolutely think they're totally gorgeous. This flying stork, he's quite an odd looking stork. He has glasses on the end of his nose, so it actually almost looks like he's got 2 heads. So I'm coming in here with some distressed ink in weathered wood. So that is the closest to sort of a grey sort of blue colour. And I thought this would be nice for my background. Didn't think about doing the stenciling until I put the paper down, which is typical of me. I do that quite a bit. But I thought this stencil would be quite nice because it's kind of spots that almost look like bubbles, although there is no bubbles in his bath water there. Bubbles I thought sort of went. So just adding those in there, just around where my picture's going to go. Again, I'm looking for some more paper, thinking of a little bit more. This is going to be the card that pokes out with my journaling. and thinking about what other elements I'm going to use off this card. So thinking about that when I am cutting the paper, or what I might want to use. So here's me using that little bit of branding strip that I cut off. So I'm going to be using this to raise my photograph up to give me a little bit of a pocket so that I can put my journaling card in, and I'm also using some other strips that I've cut off in other days. I don't like to waste the paper, and it's just a great way of not using more foam pads or other sort of stock that you have, and making sure you recycle as much as possible. So now I'm thinking about what I might like in the bottom corner, because I need to have some cluster in the bottom corner. So I'm thinking now, okay, I've already ripped this piece, so I can just have that ripped edge there. But of course, didn't have any of the white showing. So I wanted to have the white, so I just started tearing off a little bit of the paper just to be able to stick that down. Quite like the colours in this pack. They're nice blues and green, with a little bit of yellow and as I say, a little bit of foil running through it, which is quite nice too. So this piece has a little bit of a teddy bear's head, so I thought that that would match when I have my teddy bear. You've got a little bit of the teddy bear there. And then I'm just thinking about what other element. And I saw this silver strip that I tore off the top piece with the stalks, wondering whether I could use that, but that actually would have covered my teddy bear, so I decided not to. So now I'm thinking about adding a little bit of a flag potentially here on the page, which is what my teddy bear is going to sit on. So I went off and cut a circle there so that I'm making almost a rosette. Now I'm going to put a little bit of green on it as well, just to give it an extra element. So you've got the two flag pieces, one in the striped paper and one in the spots. The striped papers are all going from left to right. I almost cut it so that I was having it going up and down, which I don't particularly like, and remembered. And I also, when I cut the circle, I layered the circle down on here so that it follows the pattern as well of the lined paper, although I do have the spotted one in between the two. So I'm just working out where that is going to go, and just putting some foam pads there to raise all of that up so that we've got a bit of dimension as well. So I'm going to put that on my photograph, but I need to, there was a tiny little bit of, it wasn't quite clean. So I'm going to pop that down, and then I made one for the bottom left hand corner as well so that those two are matching. And now I'm just going to stick this straight down onto my page. Because I like exactly where that's positioned. The flag goes up and down and the photograph is on a bit of an angle. So then we're going to cut out, I decided one of the little cars, one of the little yellow beetles would be very nice to have on the bottom left. So that's the element on top of the rosette on the bottom left. So I'm just cutting that out and sticking those all down. So my bear's getting stuck down, and now my car. So they kind of match. So you're taking the two elements from the left and into the center of the page as well to draw your eye towards your picture. I have these dies here, which are various types of ribbons. They're quite fiddly when you make them up, but I've made up two. So one's going to go underneath the photograph in the little cluster there, and one's going to go in the bottom left hand side. And I again use the spotty paper for these. These are the smallest bow I have, but I really like these when they're finished. I think they look absolutely gorgeous. So I've got the two there, and they're going to go on either little clusters there. And then I went off camera and I was sorting out some stash and thinking about what else I want to put on here and what I can put on here. I did find a rub-on, which I put Pride and Joy at the bottom, and then I found this other one that says, "It may not be easy, but it will always be worth it." So I thought that would be really, really nice on here. I do worry every time I use rub-ons because sometimes you can have a lot of trouble with them. So I do slowly, slowly try to peel them away just to make sure that they've stuck down properly before I pull the whole sheet off. But they both stuck on fantastically well. And here I found these letters. So I've put these letters down just gently in a sort of circle, and I'm just moving them round. I didn't particularly like some of the letters in these. The U and the M and the N, sorry, as usual, look exactly the same. I didn't mind it as a U, but as an N, it looked funny. It almost looked like an M. So instead of using the N in the word neck and in, I actually have used an upside down V because I liked that a little bit better. The T is sat on the photograph, so it completely ends at the photograph, and I have lifted the top end of the T with a foam pad just so that it sticks down nicely. And now I've gotten out some gems, and I'm going to scatter some gems all over the page here with my tool. I'm picking those up. I have a little tray that I've tipped them into and pick them up and put them down on my page. I put one on the center of each one of the bows, which I thought was really nice. And this is pretty much the end of my layout. This is the last bit of sparkle. And I did find this little sticker that says, don't try this at home. As I say, my son is right up to his neck in water. He used to like a very full bath, but he did have a proper seat to sit in. So he was safe and was never going to fall under the water. I hope you enjoy this page, and it inspires you to get out and using your scraps and your paper, and I hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.